Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome to District 215's 2026 Candidate Showcase. My name is Nancy Dyke, and I am the moderator for our showcase. Today, you will have the opportunity to hear more about the candidates as they answer questions related to the role they seek. Rakia Bacon is our Zoom master, and the timer, Distinguished Toastmaster Kevin Voorhees, will monitor the timing on candidate presentations. Once the candidate has reached their time limit of 5 minutes, the candidate will be muted. The timing will begin as soon as the candidate starts answering the first question or begins their opening statement. Welcome, Amber Ablaza, candidate for Division A Director.
Hello.
Hello. Do you want to do a sound check?
Yes, mic check, mic check.
Okay, and you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Welcome, Amber Ablaza, candidate for Division A Director. Would you like to make an opening statement or go straight to questions?
Yes, I would love to make an opening statement, please.
Okay.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity. My name is Amber Ablaza, also known as Coach Ablaza. I am currently serving as Area Director, and I'm running for Division Director because I am deeply committed to strengthening our clubs, developing our leaders, and creating an environment where members feel supported, seen, and empowered to grow. As you know, our motto is Empower Your Growth. Through my experience in Toastmasters, I've seen firsthand how powerful this organization is. And I don't just want to lead, I want to build leaders, and that's why I'm running.
Okay. What leadership skills and experience can you bring to the division and district?
The leadership skills that I can bring to the division and the district are when I worked a corporate job, I was a manager. I also operate a business. It is a branding agency. It's called Pink Collar Brands. I work with entrepreneurs, speakers, and I help them with their websites, social media content, and marketing. I'm a leader in that. I also coach on mindset and I coach on branding. And of course, the leadership that I've also had at Toastmasters. I was a VP of PR of Club 405, Dayton Toastmasters. And I'm also the area director for 4 clubs. My area is running well as far as I know. I love my clubs. The people are great. The area is running great. And that's what qualifies me to run as a leader in Toastmasters.
How would you describe your leadership style?
My leadership style is very hands-on. We don't wait to get anything done to the last minute. My leadership style, I go to the meetings for the clubs in person. Some of them are virtual. I still like to attend in person as much as possible. We're only required to do 2 area visits. However, I have visited the clubs way more than that and been able to connect with the club officers as well as the members. And lastly, my leadership style is always a mirror of who I am, and I make sure that we are succeeding rather than failing at all times.
Okay. Describe a successful team you have led.
A successful team that I have led, I had a mastermind for about 10 women. They were entrepreneurs. Some of them were estheticians, some of them were hairdressers, and some of them were just content creators. And a lot of them are now doing well in their area of business, making more income than when they started. This was a very successful group that I led because anytime that I lead, I make it easy to understand. Anything that I teach or lead with has to be easy for a third grader to understand. And I don't leave anybody behind. If there's a lack of communication or a lack of skill, I know that that reflects directly upon the leader and that I will look inside the group and figure out what we can fix together.
Okay. What do you see as being the key aspects of the division director role, and how would you describe your role and responsibilities?
The key aspects of the division director role is to preside over the area directors in my division. I believe that I will have a monthly meeting with them to go over what's going well, what's not going well inside of their areas, how to communicate effectively, because Toastmasters, we talk and we definitely should be communicating effectively inside of these groups. Also, my role is to come to speech contests, to visit the clubs. I'm always going to visit the clubs no matter what role that I'm in. And that will be my role as the division director.
Okay. How would you handle a situation where one of your area directors is not fulfilling their role satisfactorily? Suppose the deadline for area reports is approaching and one of your area directors is behind in submitting their report. How would you handle this situation?
How I would handle the situation is that I will work side by side with the area director to work on their report to see what's taking so long. Usually, it's a lack of skill set or knowledge that puts somebody in procrastination, which freezes them and they're not able to work or provide the finished product. However, in my division, I'm not going to let anybody wait to the last minute to provide anything because we will operate in excellence. So I will go over the reports far ahead of time to ensure that they are completed and we avoid what you asked in that question.
Okay. How would you encourage? Time is up. Thank you so much for your time, Amber, and you may exit the meeting now. Still hear me?
Can still hear you. Can you still hear
Okay.
me? All
Yes.
right.
All right. Welcome, candidate for Division A Director, Judy Kinney. Would you like to make an opening statement or go straight to questions?
We'd like to go straight to questions, please.
Okay.
Thank
What
you.
leadership skills and experience can you bring to the division and district?
Well, I have been president of the club several times and an area director. Also, I have worked as a club extension chair within Toastmasters. So those leadership abilities to help lead, but also in organizations other than Toastmasters that I've been involved in or in my career. I was team leads or head of projects to help guide people along and to get different things going to increase numbers and make us more profitable. In Toastmasters, I think our profitable is members, not necessarily money.
How would you describe your leadership style?
I'm a coach. In the Toastmasters world, coaching style, if you've ever taken a Strength Finders assessment, I'm a developer. It's the same thing. My style is to find out what are your skills, your abilities, what makes your heart sing, and use those to meet our common goal. And that way, nobody is struggling to try to do something, but they can do something they're passionate about and get someone else to fill that role so that we can all work it together. We can motivate because when the people I'm working with and for are successful, that's what makes me happy. And that's when I feel successful.
Can you describe a successful team that you've led?
Absolutely. We had and this is when I worked for one of the counties in Ohio, we had a group of hard to serve individuals. These individuals had just got out of prison, were court ordered to spend a week with my team and I to try to help them get back on their feet, to get back into the real world. So we sat down and thought, what can we do? Instead of having them just sitting at tables, they had little things they could do with their hands. I didn't know the word fidget toys by then, but we had Play Doh and things. And we divided up what we were going to do as far as workshops and sessions. And even though I was the lead of the team, I also helped empower everyone else. So we kind of worked together. And I was lead in name only, but we were all even to help these individuals work it out.
Okay. What do you see as being the key aspects of the division director role, and how would you describe your role and responsibilities?
The key aspects I would say are supporting new clubs coming in and working with the area directors and the club officers, especially if they're struggling, to help them retain their members, maybe add some spark to what they're doing to keep things where it's not the same all the time, but it's also within the Toastmaster roles. And activities, the fall recognitions, working on contests, helping with COTs, anything and everything to help the division to grow and to be more successful.
Okay. How would you handle a situation where one of your area directors is not fulfilling their role satisfactorily? Suppose the deadline for area reports is approaching and one of your area directors is behind in submitting their report. How would you handle this situation?
I would call them and talk to them. We don't know what's going on in everyone's personal lives, and sometimes that can get a little overwhelming. So call and just, okay, here's the responsibilities that you had. What's going on? How can I help? How can we help? And maybe they just got busy, forgot, maybe they just blew it off. But finding out what are they wanting to do, what is the problem, so that we can step in and help to keep that club and that area going in the way it should be fulfilling the responsibilities.
Okay. How would you encourage club officers to attend district training and keep them motivated?
Mhm. By incentives. And sometimes that incentives is just, we want to get those DCP points. Let's be in competition with each other. How many of you can go? For one of
Thank you for your time, Judy. And this time you can exit the meeting. Thank you again. Welcome, Division A Director candidate, Shelby Walker. Can you do a sound check real quick?
Yes,
Okay, you can hear me. Can you hear me?
it's just yes.
Okay. Okay. Would you like to make an opening statement or go straight to questions?
Let's go straight to questions.
Okay. What leadership skills and experience can you bring to the division and district?
I was an administrator for a company named Browning for nearly a dozen years. After I left there, I was an administrator, which I'm retired from my secular job as for the city of Bloomington, Indiana. And currently, and for 50 years almost, I've been a pastor. So I have administrated many churches and places of that nature. Currently, the Division A director for Toastmasters in what is now called District 40.
Okay. How would you describe your leadership style?
Get her done. Two things we drag ourselves down with, two boulders we all like to carry, which is procrastination and time. We procrastinate and messes up our time. So we get over those things, you'd be surprised what we can get done.
Okay. Describe a successful team you have led.
Well, the current team in Toastmasters is my area directors, they're doing very well. And I was looking at the uh, DCP the other day, and they've got 41% of their visits done already. So I just inspire and let them do the work.
Okay. What do you see as being the key aspects of the division director role, and how would you describe your role and responsibilities?
A division director helps where he or she can, motivates, and provides. So you motivate people to do the job and let them know they can do it. Most people hate if you put your thumb down on it. Most people don't like living like that. So you let people do, you don't bother people until they ask you for help, but you make yourself available to help if need be. And that's the way I don't care where I've been. That's way my leadership style is. I don't want to get in the way, but if I'm needed, there I am.
Okay. How would you handle a situation where one of your area directors is not fulfilling their role satisfactorily? Suppose the area director is uh, the reports is approaching and one of your area directors is behind in submitting their report. How would you handle this situation?
You got to find out what the reason is. First thing you want to do is find out from that area director what is the holdup, what is his or her concern and or issue. Um, and then you want to find out, can you be of any help? Is there any way that I can help you get these reports done? Do you not understand the report? Do you not have the right information that you have not received from your clubs? There's got to be a reason. And typically, if a person is behind on reports, you can bring them up to date. If you just work with them, they'll usually, if a person wants and has put in the effort to become area director, they probably want the position and want to succeed at it.
Okay. How would you encourage club officers to attend district training and keep them motivated?
Currently, what I do now is I often talk to the area directors about talking to the club officers. We spend a lot of time talking to club officers, and then I have in my personal club, I send emails to them and tell them what's available. I encourage everyone to be on the D40 website, the current D40 website, because there's so much information there. I mean, you can't really have an organization like this where there's so much help available. All you have to do is just grab a hold of it and go.
Okay. Tell us about a time when you chose to do something that, although not best for you on or your goals, met the needs of others. What made you decide to act in their best interests?
That's called a divine calling. Been doing that for near 50 years. As a clergy, a pastor, it's not always in your interest. It's about the interest.
Thank you for your time, Shelby. Appreciate it. And you can exit the meeting now.